ask yourself the damn question. Is winning the only thing to you?
Sports today are not just played on the field. They're played every day, online, all over the world, by sports fans just like you.
Don't you dare breathe. That won't get you anywhere. If you don't think you're a winner, you don't belong here.
The Star Fantasy League Show puts you in control of your own team. Find out who to sit, who to start, how to play, and have your daily fantasy sports questions answered with your host, Jonathan Sprung, and co-host SFL CEO Zach Stanley and Nick Steblenko. The Star Fantasy League Show is on the air now.
Hello and welcome to the Star Fantasy League Show here on 105.5, The Team in Rochester, New York. I am Jonathan Sprung, your host, joined, as always, by SFL CEO, the Deucey Moose himself, Zach Stanley.
Great to be here on a lovely Friday in Rochester, New York.
You said the word lovely. I still see gray skies. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, it's in the 70s.
That's true.
That'll work.
It was brisk. I got to wear shorts today. That means it must be a good day.
Once it gets June, then the sun comes out.
Yeah, I still don't know what that is.
It'll happen.
It confuses me when it just pokes out in the morning. You're like, what are you?
Doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
Abnormal.
You know what also doesn't seem right? A certain someone in the office beat me by 2 points yesterday. Nick Steblenko, I believe that was you.
3.5, don't sell me short, and I would have crushed you if I had made one simple change to my lineup. So I had a great night. Thank you.
All right, the number one thing we need to remind listeners right off the top of the bat is pay attention to lineups for daily fantasy baseball when they come out. If you set a lineup with some late games in there, if players get scratched, you're screwed.
Yep, I made the cardinal sin of not checking for the late game lineups, and that really didn't hurt me because I still beat you.
This is true. And to be fair, both of us beat Jason Gringer, who is considered an MLB expert. So we're getting better or he's getting worse. I'm not really sure.
Self-designated?
Well, you can tweet him at SFL Guru. So, yes, he kind of hoisted himself to that position.
He did. Yeah, he put SFL Guru. He makes picks every day. But I think he's just trying to get into a more concrete role on this show. He doesn't want to be the closer. He wants to be the starter.
He was way ahead of the daily flow when we first started getting into things, but maybe the curve is just thinning out a little bit.
You know what? That did happen with daily fantasy basketball. You and I were way ahead the whole time, and then Nick started kind of trending upwards towards the end of the season. It got competitive, at least.
You know, I like to say that I know how to learn. I like to analyze things.
Nazir Nick.
Yeah, Nazir Nick. Well, at least you took that seat and made it something respectable, because Seth Young on the Star Fantasy League show when he was here, he didn't learn at all. He put players in. Remember, he kept thinking Brooke Lopez was a human being during the season. Didn't play. Was injured for like 6 months. Kept trying to put him in.
I would advocate that he is, in fact, a human being, but that he did not play. So
Seth gets easily confused.
Yeah, that is true. He sees names. He picked the Zeller brothers, both of them. He didn't know which one to pick.
Just whatever fits under the cap for Seth.
That might be true. Let's stop bashing Seth.
You might win 1 out of 100.
We really have to stop bashing Seth, because I found out yesterday he does listen to this show on the ride home from work, like almost everyone else in Rochester does.
But he did claim that he enjoyed listening to the bashing.
Yeah, that is true. So, Seth, screw you, buddy. No?
Yeah.
Is that a little too harsh?
Well, he's moving into his new home.
Yeah, he is. We should give the address out on the live on the air, right? Go give him a housewarming present.
Yeah, I feel really proud of myself that I reached out my hand to try to help him move. No, I didn't.
No, you didn't. Of course you didn't. All right, we're not moving today. We're doing the Star Fantasy League show. We got a lot to talk about. We're doing a lineup breakdown off the top of the show. We're remaining accountable. We're giving you our picks from yesterday, our plays of the day, telling you how they went.
What if I don't want to talk about it?
Oh, you have to talk about it.
Well, there is one I want to talk about.
Okay. We have a healthy dose of John Allen's mailbag, and obviously it's the weekend, so we're going to do a Saturday MLB breakdown. Only 8 games to go over. So before we get to that, let's be accountable for our fantasy picks. All right, from yesterday, I want to hear your guys' value plays, your picks of the day, how they did, and if you'd make the same decision again.
Well, okay. I just can't blame myself for Brad Peacock. It's very difficult to blame myself.
Nobody picked Brad. I think he was owned in like 2%
and the other stack that I talked about worked out fine in the Angels.
Yep, the Angels put up some
against
some serious
Maurer.
numbers. Maurer.
He was awful, and that worked out great. But unfortunately, I picked a lot of Orioles as well, and my Chris Davis pick was miserable.
My Chris Davis, I didn't want Chris Davis at all. Ortiz got scratched, so I picked the next closest thing. I liked your Chris Davis idea, and he killed me.
Well, a lot of people had Chris Davis in.
Yeah, no, I know. But
It seemed like a good play.
to be fair, my other first baseman play of the day, Goldschmidt, did nothing. Put up a nice fat bagel. Other than that, I honestly did pretty well. PV 5.5 for a really inexpensive price, and Xander Bogaerts, Red Sox, got some nice 7 points for him for his salary. That's pretty big.
Well, for all the good work that the Angels did, David Freese did not come to play again.
Oy.
So that was not good for me.
I almost had Freeze in there. I'll be honest.
However, Jamie Garcia, fine start.
Hold on, I have to give a shout out. It's Jaime Garcia. I did see this on SportsCenter. It is Jaime Garcia.
Maybe somebody just botched it.
No, it was 2 different guys were talking about it.
It could be Jaime. It could be Jamie. We can call him.
Well, if
whatever
2
you
different
want.
guys were talking about it, probably whoever said it first was like, "Oh yeah, that's how I'm supposed to say it."
Let's be fair. This show, we can't pronounce anything. I'm going with anyone outside
We're
of the
in
show.
America. It's Jamie.
Okay, great.
And then my value pitcher of the day, who I had in, was Zach Wheeler.
Ooh, that's a big one.
Dominant performance. It's all in the name.
Perfectly. You're accountable. It's on the air. We got a recording of it. It's fine. All right, Nick, who you got?
I had Vogie Vogelsong, who actually, I mean, he didn't do bad, but I thought he was going to do a little bit better. Giants ended up winning, but he got a no decision in that one. I had David Ortiz. He was a scratch, like we said, so couldn't really do anything about that.
Fail.
And then I had Johnny Gomes as a value play. No, not so good. And then the Red Sox were my stack.
They did pretty well, depending on who you put it. I mean, if you had Ortiz, obviously nothing.
Yeah.
But I don't think you were starting him.
Nope.
All right, let's get to it's time for lineup breakdown for Friday on StarFantasyLeagues.com.
Let's do this.
Time for your Star Fantasy Leagues MLB Fantasy Lineup Breakdown.
All right, guys, remember yesterday how I said I made a lineup at night and I didn't change it? It turns out that lineup was terrible. So let's not do that again. I held off on making a lineup until today.
But didn't we predict that, though?
Yeah,
didn't
no,
we call
knew,
that straight away?
We knew it was good. Anytime you love your lineup the day before and you don't touch it, obviously Goldschmidt, not Goldschmidt, Ortiz, I had to switch for Chris
If you
Davis.
think it is perfect, change it around.
Yeah,
I feel like there are some sports where you get a great vibe off your lineup and it actually works. I don't think baseball is one of them.
No. Although, hold on. Let's be fair here. We say horrible. You beat me by 3 points. We both finished in the top third of the free roll on StarFantasyLeagues.com. It's not like we're finishing 90th out of 100 or anything. We're finishing the top third. That's not the worst, but for how we're preparing, we hope to finish higher.
2 nights ago, I did finish like 90th out of 100. So.
We're not talking about it, Nick. Don't bring that up. All right,
Well,
let me
you'd be even if you did double ups.
This would be very, very
Besides,
true.
that little amount that the site takes.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
It's very small.
It's almost.
It's negligible.
It's an almost double up. All right, let me get to my lineup. I went with, we talked about, I think, 5 or 6 stacks for Friday on StarFantasyLeagues.com. I ended up going really stack heavy here with the New York Yankees and the Washington Nationals.
Really?
Yes.
Who do you have from the Nationals?
I have a lot going on from the Nationals. All right, I'll start out
That
with
sounds
that stack.
worthless.
Really?
No good?
No, you don't like it?
No, it just said worthless.
Oh, worthless.
Yeah.
Ha, ha, ha. He actually is in my lineup. All right. I have Anthony Rendon at second, 77.02. I have Jason Worth in the outfield at 68.14. Denard Span, 72.42. I don't like Colby Lewis whatsoever. He's bad against both lefties and righties. Low ground ball percentage pitcher. He's going up against the 6th best righty team in the league. I kind of like that stack.
I think it's a stack that's worth contemplating. And
it's out of the box.
Yeah, and some of these guys you can get a decent price for, so you end up being able to put in some good pitchers. Hopefully, maybe.
Yeah,
Well,
no, I mean,
maybe.
My pitchers aren't the
I
greatest.
mean, if you end up stacking some of the top Yankees, then you probably have to take some risks with your pitchers.
Yeah, let me get to those guys for a second. For the Yankees, I have McCann, who I actually think is going to be one of my plays of the day. I really liked him for a value pick. I did pick him as my value pick of the day. Teixeira, obviously a lot of money. Solarte, a lot of money. Ellsbury, I spent some for. But actually, on my offense, I spent the most money for George Springer.
Teixeira, though, did you check on him? Because he's been out.
I obviously, we don't have a lineup yet.
No, I mean, he's been injured is what I'm saying. So I'm pretty sure he's been out. I don't check on that one because that's a really big bat in your lineup. You don't want to have him in if he's definitely going to be hurt.
He is risky today. He was out yesterday. I think he's missed the last 3 or 4 actually.
Yeah.
Just anybody who's not on the DL, I usually will wait until lineups come out. To be honest, because you always get that. Oh, they missed 3 games, but oops, there they are.
Yeah,
so,
if you're waiting for Miguel Montero to be in the cleanup spot yesterday and he's not in there, then you should probably check lineups a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a day where we have so many games to choose from.
I'm not saying that I did that. I didn't do that, of course.
This is an early game, so I have a chance to take out Tex if I need to. But he's a bat. I kind of liked it.
He is a bat.
I really like the Yankee stack, though. Ricky Nolasco is nothing to be too excited about. He has a pretty high
lot to be excited about if you're stacking against him.
He has a high home run rate, and his balls or batting average on balls in play is pretty high as well. I don't really think that, considering all of his other numbers, that he's getting unlucky by any means. I really think that he's a hittable pitcher. So.
Yeah.
Good stack there. I'm not so sure about that Washington stack, though.
I like I said, remember Philly yesterday? I like going out of the box with these stacks. Excuse me, Philly was the one I wanted today, but I didn't end up doing it because I did one team with it, and I didn't like the makeup because all the Philly hitters are they're at least a little bit expensive. Rollins a little on the expensive side. Howard's the only kind of decently priced guy.
Just the only thing with those Nationals is that those injuries are so big. Bryce Harper being out, Zimmerman being out, those are two key guys in their lineup, and I feel like pitchers have more of an opportunity to pitch around some of those other big bats.
I just saw Bryce Harper in a commercial yesterday.
I'm not going to play though. Yeah, it was during the NBA.
He hit a home run.
No, what I'm saying, though, is when a pitcher gets a chance to approach this game, now you don't have to worry about those two big bats, and you can kind of pitch around some of those other players. You might get more walks. I just don't think the big numbers are going to be there.
Okay. I still like my whatever. I'm cool for GPPs, going out of the box, doing something a little different. All right, I got to get into my pitchers, though. I did go a little flat here. I didn't spend way too much money, which I'm sure you guys tried to do. My pitcher of the day was Ian Kennedy, 13,672. I absolutely love his matchup against Chicago White Sox. They strike out the third highest rate in the league, and they just haven't really been all that good. And Ian Kennedy, his stats across the board, high strikeout rate, high ground ball rate, he's just been really solid.
He has been really solid, and the White Sox are they're striking out the most in the month of May too. So most recently they're really fanning.
Thank you, Adam Dunn.
Potential for John Danks to have a good game there too, especially coming off an awesome start against the Yankees last game.
Yeah, I mean,
I just wouldn't throw him under the bus. This is a guy that has been around, and we know that he's capable of pitching a big game. I'm just saying it's possible, especially against San Diego.
Let me get to my last two pitchers. I want to know what you think. I have A.J. Burnett going up against the New York Mets at home. Mets strike out seventh most in the league, and I couldn't really find anything to tell me that the Mets are good on offense because they really haven't been.
No, they're really not. They're not good on offense whatsoever.
Burnett strikes out at a decent clip, which means that he should get an average around where he's at, 7 a game.
It's one of the better matchups that he's going to get.
Yeah.
But also, he's the type of guy that just this late in his career, he really can't pitch that many innings anymore. He's been averaging 6 innings per start.
Yeah.
So that's a little concerning. But if he's able to get away with a win here, which is definitely possible against Montero, then you'll be in good shape.
And the last one, I'm going against the guy that pitched a no-hitter in this last start. I'm going with Francisco Liriano at L.A. against the Dodgers. I am.
Are you kidding me?
I'm saving some money.
Nuno's sitting right out there for you at 5,200.
No, thank you.
You know what? Let him take Liriano because I want to see how bad this game is going to turn out.
All right, it's happened. I am sticking with it. Coming up after the break, it is time for John Old's Mailbag, and you're listening to the Star Fantasy League Show on 105.5 The Team.
The Star Fantasy League Show. Information is key to being a successful fantasy team owner, and the guys have all the updated info you need right now. Okay, fantasy sports fans.
There's a letter in your mailbox.
Time to dig into Donald's mailbag for your questions and comments.
Read the mail, read the mail, read the mail.
Jump in the game. Send your questions and comments to the Star Fantasy League's team by tweeting at SFL Show.
You heard the man. All you need to do to get your voices heard on the Star Fantasy League Show is tweet us at SFL Show. Rochester, we want to hear from you if you have some questions about sports or about life. Well, actually, we don't care about your life.
I always have things to say.
Not about your life, though. We don't care about these people.
What?
Do we? No?
What are you getting at?
Such
a cold black heart.
I talked to Nick about my life.
Yeah,
I reciprocate.
And he listens.
And listen.
That's adorable.
I am a kind-hearted soul. That's why I think that's why I got the nickname of Teddy Bear too.
I think every good sports.
I hug him a lot.
I think every good sports show needs a heel. Just some guy that's just negative all the time, saying terrible, taking the worst stances against things. That's me.
That's the route
that's
you've
what
taken.
that is what I do for the Star Fantasy Show.
I mean, you just take poor stances sometimes because you don't know what you're saying.
Okay. I believe Zach's microphone will be muted the rest of the Star Fantasy League show now. So if you just hear blank air, he thinks he's not muted.
He wields that power.
If you
want
to tweet in a really awesome restaurant that you like, Rochester, John probably doesn't like it. So
Okay. Do you really want to have this argument on the air
Actually,
in John L's mailbag?
I wouldn't mind.
Sure.
I would like to hear.
I like most restaurants here. It just so happens that a few of them that you're like your favorites are just not good.
Staples.
All right, wait,
everybody
hang on.
acknowledges as staples.
What's one of our favorites that is not a good restaurant in Rochester?
Grinnell's.
Grinnell's.
You think Grinnell's is bad?
Horrible experience.
Do you think Grinnell's would have survived as many years as it survived if it was that bad?
Okay, that is absolutely nothing.
That is completely relevant because most of their clientele are repeat customers.
Are 98-year-old human beings.
Okay, and that's why the younger generation has now come in and realized or re-realized how amazing and how nice of a place Grinnell's
All right, let's
is.
give a shout-out to Grinnell's. If you want to send us a nice catered lunch to change my mind, it's probably not going to work. Although I do like bribes.
I don't know if they do catering.
Thank you. I'm saying if they want to.
Or lunch.
I didn't literally mean like have them cater God, you are the worst.
Or coupons.
Yeah. I don't think a place like that has coupons either.
John really likes Moe's. It's a Rochester mainstay.
What the heck is Moe's?
And I don't mean Havana Moe's.
I have no idea what you're referring to.
You know,
Welcome to Moe's.
Southwestern Grill.
Oh, no, I hate Moe's. Moe's is terrible.
He doesn't even like
He
Moe's.
doesn't even like Moe's.
It's Chipotle all
I
day.
like how he just turned that on him.
You guys are the
brutal.
All right, since we
Not
can't
only it is a chain, but he also doesn't like it.
since we can't ever agree on food here, that's all right. Seth backs me up on everything I say. You guys.
Yeah, Seth is on
Not so
another
much.
food planet too.
Oh yeah, we must be on another food planet. Yeah, the foodie guys. We must be confused.
The foodie guys?
that-
Are you serious?
There's
Look at my
nothing-
belly.
Okay,
Come on.
the fact that you like food doesn't
There's
make
nothing
you
worse
a
than
foodie.
giving
I
you two
am
a
a
keyboard to write Yelp reviews.
Oh my lord! All right, we need to get off this random food tangent. We seem to every Giles mailbag we get into a food tangent of some kind. Tweet us at SFL Show if you want to give us food recommendations or you want to crap on whatever I say about food. I don't care. At SFL Show.
That's true. You really don't care.
Yeah, we don't care. I will eat
Hats
whatever
off
I
to you.
want to eat.
Hats off to you on that. I actually have a lot of respect for that.
I care more that you don't care even.
Do you?
I get more upset about it.
Yeah, you do, don't you?
Look at me.
It's just
I
delicious.
might go teddy bear too in a second.
Oh, TV
I might get all red.
He's heating up. All right, we got to get right into the mailbag. We've wasted 27 minutes of your time, Rochester. We don't apologize at
It's
all.
been 27 minutes.
I know. All right, Jimmy D writes, the Spurs enjoyed some home cooking. Oh, food. Great. More food references. Some home cooking on Thursday night, destroying the Thunder in San Antonio. What changed in Game 5, and can this team close out the series in 6?
I want to ask a question. What is going on?
I want
in
an
the
apology.
series? Why?
Because you thought the Thunder were just like taking over this series.
I said they would win in 7 games, didn't I?
Okay, and then hold on. I believe you also flipped it and said that, didn't you say the Thunder would, you said San Antonio in 7, right? That's what you had.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is still completely possible.
Okay, well,
but if they win in 6, it's a lot better than the Thunder winning in 7, or that guess anyways. It's more of a guess, it seems like, because it's just clear that you don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, well, I had a 50-50 chance on that, so.
You did.
So they won by 28.
Okay, and
They absolutely
the
dominated
Thunder
them.
won by double digits as well in this series.
They
Have
thinned
done it
things out a
couple of
little
times.
bit. They got out and ran a little bit. They were aggressive.
Surprise. What did I say was the biggest key to San Antonio winning? Running. That's what they do. I can't
They
believe
played incredible defense. They were locked in from 3. They were driving to the lane and kicking. It was one of those games that makes you remember how good this team is and that they move the ball constantly.
Yeah, they
find the open man.
They had a big rebounding edge, 48-35, and they had a big fast break edge, which is what they need, 14-4. Get the rebounds, get out and run in transition. I can't believe I'm saying about that about a team that includes 48-year-old Tony Parker, 94-year-old Tim Duncan, and 72-year-old Manu Ginobili with 98-year-old
Parker like
hips.
31 or 32.
He's the youngest of the 3.
He's the youngest old guy though.
Yeah.
Because he's been around for a long time. He was playing when he was like 19, right?
He was playing pretty young.
Yeah.
He came right out of France, right?
You would know better than I would.
Did he play? He didn't play college ball in the US, did he?
No, he didn't play college ball, no. But I think he was playing somewhere else than France.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, so what can we honestly expect to see in Game 6?
The unexpected.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, you know what the unexpected would be? The Spurs winning this game. That's what it would be.
That is actually true. I mean, I originally said Spurs in 7, so I'm not going to change anything here.
Do not at all expect a blowout. And one of the big reasons...
You think this is the first game that we get a real
every
tight game
has been a blowout. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, I think they're locked in. We're coming down to the end of the series. They know what they have to do. They've been in this position before, and they were able to rest all their starters, which obviously they've been able to do before in this series.
Couple of times.
But still, They rested the entire fourth quarter. It was straight up scrubs at the end of that game.
I have been thinking that we are going to see a close game every single game this series, and we haven't gotten that once. So I don't know that you can expect that at all. I think that it's just going to be another toss-up to see if San Antonio can keep up with the Thunder at home.
Yeah, I'd like to be able to watch 4 quarters of this series in one game. I have yet to finish watching 4 quarters of this series because it's just like, oh, it's over. Good.
Who's the other big man? There's Aaron Baines, and who's the other guy?
What?
Jeff Byers, I think, isn't it?
Ayers.
Jeff Ayers. There you go.
Yeah, I think it was Ayers. I think it was Ayers last night he got clawed in the face towards the end of that game by Derek Fisher.
He probably deserved it.
No, he didn't.
No. Okay.
And then Derek Fisher got all fired up when Baines was pissed off that he just got wrecked in
His
the face.
playoff beard is disgusting, Derek Fisher.
Yeah.
All right,
I won't mind not seeing him anymore.
I would say I need to move on before I get really fired up about how much I
You're
dislike
going to see
Derek
plenty
Fisher.
of him when he's the coach of the New York Knicks.
Oh my Lord, stop it!
That's your prediction?
That's
well,
what
they're
they've
That's
said.
your prediction?
Hold
He's
on.
waiting.
They've said they've been waiting to interview Derek Fisher.
Given the new trend
insane.
of people just coming out of the NBA, hey, Bill Russell was a player coach, so
Yeah, that is
anybody
true.
can do it.
All right, we need to move on. This might get some people fired up. Eddie C writes, Microsoft former executive Steve Ballmer has reportedly agreed to purchase the LA Clippers for $2 billion. Do you think this would be a cut and dry situation, or do you see Donald Sterling making one last-ditch effort to take back his franchise?
The only thing that can stop this from happening, since an agreement has been signed, is somehow this whole mental stability thing. You know, him deciding that he wants an attorney to stick up for the fact that he didn't know what he was doing.
I just want to know if the attorney for Donald Sterling hates his job right now.
No, are you kidding me?
He's just making.
You know how much
it's just flowing in.
the
Okay,
money
but
in
at
fees.
what cost? At what cost?
It doesn't.
Okay, that's fine. All right, well, I guess so. I guess if you're just going to be like
They're
sitting
billable
over in a
hours.
corner just laughing, counting your money,
Yep.
I guess so. But it would cause me such a headache, I wouldn't even be able to deal with it. I wouldn't be able to take it.
It's more funny than sad at this
I mean,
point.
Kardashian defended OJ. Who wanted to defend OJ? Everyone, because that means they get a crap load of money.
And some publicity. Oh, look, his whole entire family got famous because of it. Yay, thanks for that, buddy. Appreciate it.
Well, all I'm saying is I wouldn't personally be able to deal with the headache of this guy just being hot and cold. Every other day it's, I'm just going to give in. And now it's, no, I'm going to fight this to the death.
Well,
what do you do?
You know,
what do
OJ had to pay
really?
$30 million in a civil suit after that.
Yeah, did you
What?
guys
OJ Million had to pay $30 million in a civil suit
Yeah.
because everybody knew that he did it.
Did you guys see the sad news that actually did come out today about DonaldSterling? I don't know if it's confirmed or anything, but apparently he has Alzheimer's. He was diagnosed with that, and
I don't think
they're going to either try to use that to nullify
That's what
the
I'm
deal.
saying is the only
or-
thing that's going to stop this is mental incapacity. But Shelley Sterling is very pleased with this sale. I think
How could you not be?
I know, but I think it's over. I think it's over, and I will say, $2 billion. What in the world are you
Raw
doing?
deal, bad deal.
You're not going to make money back on this. Is just a guy that wants to own a basketball
What do you
team.
mean they're not going to make
Horrible
money?
He's
deal.
not
Come
going to.
on.
He's not going to make his investment back. No way.
Here's the thing. If you're assuming your franchise is one of the top earning franchises in the league, you're probably going to make $100 million a season.
Okay, but we're talking
Hold on,
about
your team is not going to lose exponential value over time. If you're making $100 million a season,
I think that number's too high.
$100 million a year,
Yeah, I
for
think-
the LA Clippers with a TV deal and with
It depends.
with
It highly
everything else.
depends on the TV deal, but still,
It's the second biggest.
Then you're looking at 20 years to make your money back.
No. Okay, I'm not saying that. It's a $2 billion price that you're paying. If he sells the team in 10 years and gets even $1.5 billion, he's made way more than that in the time he's on the team.
Okay, but at the same
He's
time,
not getting nothing for his $2 billion.
Look at how much that franchise. Okay, look at how much the other franchises in the NBA were valued at. I think there are 2 teams that are even close to that. Not even, and it's like 1.1, 1.2, and the rest of them, you're talking about a price tag that is double that of what any other NBA team.
Well, we
is.
just saw the
That's not worth
We
it.
just
I mean,
saw
obviously it's the Bucks, but it was 550.
Yeah.
Okay, but so
even,
that is
even double that.
And that
That's
was the
a fair
most,
price.
That was the most anyone's paid for an NBA franchise ever. And
okay. But then
that's a lot
if
of
you
money.
look at the Forbes list says that there are 2 teams that are less than that price, that double the price.
All
I
right,
can't know how do I say this.
2 times the price.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Less than twice.
Here's the real question.
2x.
Okay, Would you rather pay $2 billion for the Los Angeles Clippers or $2.1 billion for the Los Angeles Dodgers? This is a real question.
Well, I like basketball more.
Okay, it doesn't matter what you like. From a financial standpoint, baseball, I don't think makes as much money. I know there's more games, there's more tickets to sell, but I don't think that all the rights deals are as good
Yeah, but that's
for
a much
baseball.
more valuable franchise.
Yeah, but I mean, I would put
It's
my
the
money
same
more on
market.
the league, the association, and their ability to take a team. And
NBA has
just
definitely been on the uptick
Yeah,
in recent
NBA.
years.
Yeah. MLB has been pretty stagnant, and NBA is just growing.
exponential.
Yeah,
And with Adam
absolutely.
Silver, a financial mind in place in the NBA, I could see this league going global within the next 5 to 10 years, which actually I think raises the value of the big market teams in the U.S. Because if they start consolidating and moving teams to different countries and all that, the big franchises in the U.S. are going to be even more lucrative.
I don't think that you can start thinking about international until you start talking about some of these small market teams that aren't making money.
That's what I'm saying. That's where they're going to go.
Can you believe how well the NBA is doing right now without players like Kobe Bryant and Derrick Rose? Imagine if they were in. It's just ridiculous. There's so much star power right now in the NBA.
I was going to say that's all we can say. We can sum it up by saying
That's all we can ask for.
The NBA is in a great place. Adam Silver's taking over at a perfect time. It's changing.
He's a
Changing
close
times.
friend.
Is he?
No,
Adam Silver?
I hope one day.
He's a brother. Sure, why not? All right, coming after the break, we are breaking down Saturday MLB on StarFantasyLeagues.com, and you're listening to the Star Fantasy League show on 105.5 The Team.
Play fantasy sports for cash prizes. Join the top daily and weekly fantasy leagues in the country at StarFantasyLeagues.com. Now, back to the Star Fantasy League show with Donald, Teddy Bear 2, and the Deucey Moose. Only on the Team.
That's right. We're back on the Star Fantasy League show here only on the Team 105.5 in Rochester, New York.
What up? What up, ROC?
It's pretty exciting.
Really?
Go Bills.
If you're driving home right now, try not to hit anything.
The Bills are coming to town really soon.
That's what you have to say to people if you're driving home right now?
Well,
Don't
now
hit
that
anything?
we made the switch, we used to be on 8 from 8 to 9 p.m., and we've switched to drive time. So since they are driving home, we have to tell them, do not tweet at us at SFL Show while you're driving. Tweeting and driving is a terrible idea.
But feel
Wait till you
free
get
to
home.
pull over and do it.
You know what? If I see cars pulled over on the drive home, that's fine. I'm assuming you're tweeting me.
I should bring SFL shirts in my car just so if I see those people, I can give them a shirt.
Throw it at them, though.
I think that's a great idea.
Dedicated.
That is a perfect idea.
But we have to label your car. We got to give it like the SFL mobile.
Yeah, why not?
Decals.
Just put big logos on it.
Decals.
Wear your blazer with the SFL liner. That's a good idea.
They'll know it's me. I can even get one of those massive top hats with the star all over it.
You know what? If you come to the SFL offices, we will throw shirts at you.
Out the window.
Yeah, we will.
Out the fire escape.
Sure.
Yeah.
There's a keg out there.
So you're not coming up.
Yeah, no, you're definitely not coming to our office. There are Star Fantasy League stickers on the window. If you've seen them, just throw things at
Tweet
us.
us your phone number and we'll send you a virtual tour video of the office.
No, we won't.
Okay, probably not.
All right, we need to stop. We need to stop screwing around. No more dilly-dallying on the Star Fantasy League show. We're talking MLB Saturday on StarFantasyLeagues.com. There's only 8 games. I have to tell you guys, if you want to get into the games, they start at 4:10. Saturday is a weird schedule. There are only, I think, 4 or 5 games after 7 o'clock, so we put on a nice big slate. 8 games starting at 4:10. The games are up right now.
The weekends are great for baseball. I love it.
Saturday
tonight we
usually
have-
has some early games, too.
Yeah.
This is a little early. This is a little later than usual.
Yeah, Friday
Well, no,
night.
there are games that start earlier, but we didn't include them in the slate, so we gave people the opportunity to. I mean, if you wake up sometimes 12, you don't want to join a big game. You don't have enough time to research. We're giving you enough time to research, get everything in there, and play.
And apparently we're also advocating for waking up at noon.
On the weekends, I like to sleep in. You got a problem with that, Nick?
Yeah.
Noon is right in my wheelhouse on NFL Sunday, unless the Bills are.
That's
at
NFL
home.
Sunday. We're
Well,
talking
yeah,
about
but then
Sunday.
I'm up till 3 or 4 getting all my lineup set. So
Yeah, that might be.
actually, then I usually wake up at like 10.
See,
or 11.
I like to wake up, mid morning on a Sunday for football.
I do wake up at like 10:30.
All
Because
right.
then you get all the news, you get all the action.
Remember
And
that
I get
part?
to see Chris Berman talking his
Yeah.
low
Oh,
voice that
God.
you can't understand year by year.
Remember that part where I said we were not going to screw around? We were going to get right into it since we only have 8
Nope.
games to talk about. Well, we're just going to start. All right, who wants to throw out a stack that they're interested in? Again, stack is when you put multiple people from the same offense onto your team on StarFantasyLeagues.com, up to 4.
Brewers.
You're taking it right out from under me right
Well,
away.
you signaled that to me, and I think you're absolutely right. This-
Okay, you like the Milwaukee Brewers against Jason Hamill?
Yes.
Sure do.
Really? Okay, this is interesting to me because Jason Hamill has been really solid this season. His numbers say he's decent against both lefties and righties. Why do you like this matchup?
Well, Jason Hamill also hasn't gone in over 6 innings in his last 3 games, and I think his numbers are going to come down. He's pitching in Milwaukee, which is a hitter's park.
Yep.
And the Milwaukee lineup is actually great against right-handers, even though they are all right-handed. So
They are 12th against righties. Yeah, that's pretty decent.
I think you could get a lot of value out of the top of that order.
He's got 2 letters next to each other that are the same in his name. You can't trust him.
Really? The 2 M's are throwing you off?
I guess that's more okay than the first name.
I actually
what was
like
the example that we had?
I have no idea.
It was like John with 2 N's or
Oh,
something.
yeah.
You're right. I like Peralta better than I like Hamill tomorrow. He's cheaper. I think their numbers are almost exactly the same. And he's facing a much worse lineup in the Chicago Cubs. I think you're going to be able to save around $1,300 on him, and you could actually have a pretty nice game out of him.
I completely agree with you. Wiley, is it Willie or Wiley?
Willie. I don't care. We can say
know.
Wiley Willie. Who cares?
Sure. Peralta is actually my play of the day at pitcher for all the things you said. Second most strikeouts in the league, or second highest strikeout percentage, which is actually a better stat than total strikeouts because it doesn't matter. But yeah, Cubs not that good on offense. 28th against righties. Peralta, like you said, saves some money. Is one of the most expensive pitchers on the day. I believe he's 3rd or 4th, but I think the best value.
Yeah, I think you could definitely get the best value out of him.
Stack alert.
So we're stacking against Hamill, but we're also going with Peralta.
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
I like Milwaukee all around.
I'm also considering just loading up on that Boston game.
Okay,
Like the whole game.
I think you could.
Well, let's be honest. The Tampa Bay Boston game does have the highest over/under of the day at 9. Jake Odorizzi against Rubby De La Rosa. Rubby.
You can't pick against Rubby.
His name is Rubby.
You can't pick a better name.
You know what's better to explain what he is? Rubby is probably rubbish.
It's like a name from the 40s or 30s that you wouldn't be surprised at all to see.
That
But nowadays, you don't get many Rubbies.
That might be true.
He hasn't been that bad in the minors, so you got to give him some credit there. And you never know when you call somebody up, you could get a really good start out of him. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, in his career, 4.21 ERA. That's not a number we really like, but all his other stats seem to be in line with that ERA. That it's not too high or too low for him.
Yeah, it's not like all over the board where you think you're going to get some regression or progression.
Which means, okay, combining Odorizzi and De La Rosa's career ERAs, we're exactly at 9. So I think that over-under is exactly on point. You can get some value on both sides of the plate for this game. I love some value in Grady Sizemore if he plays for Boston. DeJesus for Tampa Bay is extremely cheap and pretty good against righties.
There's a full slate of options that you can look at on Boston, I think. I think Bogarts is a good option.
He's been pretty solid.
He's just had a great month. Great month so far.
Pedroia's been a little puzzling lately.
He has been a little puzzling, that's true. But, I mean, if you're going to stack, I think you can stack right in the heart there, 2 through 5. Przinsky's been playing a lot in that 5 spot, and he actually plays very, very well against right-handed pitchers.
The one thing about Odorizzi in his career is not good against lefties. So if you can, that's why I advocate for Sizemore if he's in there. He's a lefty. When he does play, he's been pretty solid against righties. So.
I really loved it when the Sox picked him up. I think that
it's a good story. He's a good story.
Yeah, it was really sad to see him, have to cut out most of his 2 years of his career, 3 years of his career there. He was a great player, and it's really nice to see him doing well. So,
but you're right. He is back. On the opposite side of the ball, De La Rosa in his career, not a righty who's really not good against righties. That's a little strange. So, I mean, if you're going for righties, Joyce has been pretty good recently. I believe we've advocated for him as a value play. He's a guy 377 WOBA against righties. That's a pretty high number. That's close to the elite range.
That's pretty solid. Very good.
Yes, I mean Joyce to Jesus, you can get a bunch of them in there. Righties are fine. Lefties for Boston.
We'll see what happens in this game. This is going to be it's going to be the second one in the series. But Odorizzi was one on the mound when they had that scuffle last week. So we'll see. I mean, he got kind of overshadowed in that game, but I don't think he's going to come out and pitch a good one. Just not going to happen.
Yeah, I'm really not expecting this to be
and as always,
a gem
at Fenway.
Yeah. We don't need to advocate the at Fenway thing because you see it's like a giant beacon of fantasy. It's just like, come here, please pick players from my game, please.
Absolutely.
You know what? The same thing can be said about a couple ballparks. Arizona, for some reason, has been like that. It might just be Arizona getting hot recently. But I don't like, for some reason, I don't like anybody in this game. I don't know why.
Any of the batters? I'll tell you why. Because Johnny Cueto's on the mound. That's
Okay,
one.
thank
and
you.
then Brandon McCarthy, his numbers are actually really solid.
Brandon McCarthy's been pitching quite well.
Yeah, that's to say. Can we please talk about that? I have no batters listed. Like you said, Cueto is way too expensive. Honestly, I can't advocate putting him in your lineup. He's around $22,000 on StarFantasyLeagues.com.
It's too expensive.
Way too
I'm
expensive.
surprised that it's such a narrow line and still an over-under of 8.
Well,
Because that means they're looking at the possibility of both teams putting up runs,
Yeah, which
I just don't consider to be that likely.
I don't see that either. I actually do like McCarthy as a value play under $10,000 right now. I think he could be a really nice surprise.
Can we just talk about Cincinnati for 1 second here?
Sure.
In the month of May, they have been arguably the worst offense in the entire Major League. 227 batting average is 29th in the league, 284 on base percentage is last, and 75 runs scored last.
That's
Terrible
pretty embarrassing.
offense.
They've also
Very bad offense.
They've had some injuries that might be
Well,
part
yeah,
of
but
it.
that's very important for daily fantasy purposes.
Yep.
You can take a pitcher like McCarthy, who's around 9,600, and you can have a lot more confidence in him because you just don't have any confidence in that Cincinnati offense. So I think he is a great value start. I almost think you might have to play him.
Yeah, that is true. All right, so Brandon McCarthy, an interesting guy. Let's move on to another game where the over-under you said the over-under confused you in this game. It confuses me even more in Baltimore at Houston. We have an 8.5 over-under in this game. Dallas Keuchel's been downright just dirty.
He's been dominant.
He's been really dominant. And Tillman has been really bad. So are they just assuming a massive blowout because the line is minus 117
Yeah,
for
that's
Houston?
the thing. Is that the line just isn't
Yeah.
playing out that way.
So they're assuming this game is going to be, 5-4 Houston? That makes absolutely no sense to me.
And it's not like Baltimore's overstacked with lefties.
No, I mean that's why Baltimore is 10th in the league against righties, sure. And then I don't see them really getting to Keuchel enough that this line should be that high.
No, I would agree. So I think that you could really, bet on Keuchel having a great game. Take a couple of batters from Houston. You might not have to do an outright stack. I think you just pick and choose a few of them.
Yeah, I listed the word stack here, but stack doesn't always have to mean 4. It could mean 2. It could mean 3. It's just picking multiple players from the same team. You have to talk about George Springer, though. The guy has been absolutely amazing. 8 home runs. I believe that's all his home runs this season against right-handed pitchers. That's pretty dominant. So
Great.
Tillman, not good against lefties, not good against righties.
7 home runs in the last 7 games were his.
It's been he had one game where
8.
He's been on a great streak, and the only one that rivals him, of course, is Encarnacion. So
yeah, ridiculous.
Who's setting records?
Yeah, I also take a look at Fowler, who's been pretty good against righties, and Castro, who has 5 home runs against them. So
I think you have a nice value option in Matt Dominguez too. He's actually great against right-handed pitchers. So.
I did actually see that. I saw that as well. Maybe
He's around 5,400, so
Yep.
could be good value.
All right, let's talk about one more game we got in here. How about Atlanta against Miami? We got two interesting pitchers to look at. You got Irvin Santana against the Marlins in Miami, and you got Jacob Turner against Atlanta, who has struggled quite a bit and strikes out a lot. Any of these pitchers really giving you a rise?
I think Irvin Santana's coming down. I think he's coming down from cloud 9. I mean, he had a really nice start to the beginning of the season. This is not an ideal matchup for him because Miami's actually very good against right-handed pitchers. And I mean, you could see it in his last 3 or 4 starts. He really hasn't been the same as that same dominant pitcher as he did when he came out. So.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I'm not touching Irvin Santana, but Jacob Turner really entices me.
Me too.
He's around the 6s on StarFantasyLeagues.com. His numbers are just they're okay. His 351 BABIP, that's pretty high, which means that should come down significantly. It means he's getting a little bit unlucky. He's got a high ground ball rate, which I really like to see. It just, I don't know, he's probably not getting much run support either.
I like Rue a lot.
Like who? Rue?
Yeah.
Ryu?
Ryu?
Man, you and your names. You are just
Ryu.
all
I thought I was.
over the
I mean,
place.
I usually say those Asian names really quick. Hanjin Ryu.
Okay, sure, why not? Yeah, I mean, they are going up against Pittsburgh. Dodgers at home. Probably a good idea.
11,000, heavily favored, low over under. He's been a K-man lately.
A K-man.
Yeah.
All right, I like it.
Coming off a great performance. I think this is a solid game to look at him, especially at that salary.
Yeah, I mean, I would also advocate for the big bats against Brandon Compton. No, not a fan of Brandon Compton. Not good stats. Pretty awful.
I might actually pick him tomorrow.
Oh,
just
my.
because you said that.
All right. Of course, I say something negative, you want to pick
He
against
gets a
me.
read on what you're doing.
All right, coming after the break, it's time to give our value plays of the day on Saturday on StarFantasyLeagues.com. You're listening to the Star Fantasy League show on 105.5 The Team.
You're listening to the Star Fantasy League Show. Contact the StarFantasyLeagues.com guys via Twitter at SFL Show.
We are back on the Star Fantasy League Show. We are not yet wrapped up. We still have to give you all of our value plays and top plays for Saturday on StarFantasyLeagues.com.
Ryu.
Hyunjin Ryu. Yeah?
Hyunjin Ryu.
Okay. You are just...
Ryu.
Like we've said a million times on the show, if you've been listening in Rochester on 105.5 The Team, you'll know that we don't know how to pronounce anyone's name. That doesn't mean we don't watch the games. It just means we don't process things.
I think I did remember that it was Jaime.
It is Jaime.
Yeah, I think I remember that, and I was saying it last year, and then let it go this year.
Yeah, well, he had Tommy John surgery, so maybe he's been out that long.
I like it more than Jamie too. Jamie's such a pretty boy name.
Ooh, wow! Shots fired at Jamie's everywhere.
I just ripped into a bunch of Jamies.
You did. We apologize, both male and female Jamies. No, we don't at all.
It depends on how it's spelled.
That's
I guess.
True. All right, Nick. Let's give all your value plays. I want a batter, a pitcher, a stack, a value play. Go ahead.
Sounds good. All right, I'm going to start off with Dallas Keuchel. He's on fire. He is a stud, and he is just under 18,000. I know he's a high price, but I think you're going to get a really nice game out of him going up against Baltimore at home. So I think that's going to turn out nicely. Hitter of the day, I'm going with Miggy Cabrera. I love his matchup, and I love the Tigers for a stack, although they are a bit more of an expensive stack, so you might only be able to fit 3 of them.
Yep.
So they're going up against Chris Young and Seattle. I just think they're primed for that.
Perfect.
And then for a value play, I'm going to go with Matt Dominguez from Houston. The third baseman is coming in around 5,400. I think that he will provide you just enough value.
You know what? I usually let Zach go second, but I'm going to piggyback off of what you just said. I like a lot of this Detroit stack.
He lets me go second.
Okay.
He allows me to.
Oh my Lord! All right, I actually do. I do second your Detroit stack idea. We didn't talk about it in the last segment only because I wanted to save it for now. I really like Victor Martinez. I'm not going to play it by play a day because let's be honest, Giancarlo Stanton. His numbers are absolutely incredible, averaging 5.71 fantasy points per game. At home. This game is played in Miami. That's a big number. 12 home runs against righties with a 427 WOBA. That number is like 20 points above elite. He's just incredible this season against righties. Love him as my play of the day. Love Peralta as my pitcher of the day. I think he has one of the better matchups against the Cubs on the board. And Detroit, if you can get this stack in, I would go with Alex Avila as your little value play.
Zach has an opinion on Alex Avila.
Terrible, yeah.
He's the strikeout king.
Okay, but he has a very favorable matchup, 351 WOBA against righties, and he's playing against a really bad righty in Chris Young.
I hate watching him.
Okay, that's fine. I can still pick against him. That's fine.
Okay.
All right, who we got?
I'm going to go with a Boston stack.
Oh, you took a Boston stack with 2 Boston guys. That's so nice. Thank you.
I'm going for a Boston stack. I'm taking Dustin Pedroia as my play of the day. I think he's going to hit one out tomorrow.
Nice.
I just have a good vibe about it.
Are you going? Hold on. Are you going value for Boston too? Because I had one I didn't mention. If you don't.
Yeah, I'm going with Bogarts.
Oh no, I was going to go with Grady Sizemore. I think as a lefty in that lineup, I think lefties, him and Ortiz, are going to hit something major in that game.
Bogarts is just value monster right now.
Yeah, he is. He's been incredible.
Yeah, I'm taking Bogarts. And then, what am I missing here?
Pitcher. You said Ryu, man.
I'm going Ryu. I love the value. I love the line. This is a guy that can get a ton of Ks. Good chunk of righties on Pittsburgh. He's pitching well. And I think he'll come out of there with a win. If he gets a bunch of strikeouts and gets the win, you're all set.
All right,
Perfect setup.
We had yet another day that we didn't really agree on much, but that's good. We get a completely different perspective on daily fantasy baseball for Saturday at StarFantasyLeagues.com. You should be playing.
Well, we didn't hate on each other too
No.
much.
There
wasn't a lot of things that we disliked about
except
what each
for
other had to
Francisco
say.
Liriano.
And your Nationals pick Nick didn't like very much.
Yeah, whatever. Things happen.
I'm
All right.
playing the hater role.
Yeah, tweet us at SFL Show if you'd like $5 free in your account to try out StarFantasyLeagues.com today. It's the best day to start playing daily fantasy sports.
It is.
Right?
Absolutely.
I say that every day, but today actually is the best day. It's Friday. Spend the weekend playing daily fantasy baseball.
And come on down to St. John Fisher when Bill's camp starts. We'd be happy to meet you.
Yeah, we'll have press passes on. I mean, will we? I don't know. We'll find out.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, exactly. We might find out. All right, and if you have 2 letters next to each other and they're the same, we don't trust you. And we'll help you make a better team next time. Take it easy, guys.